if you look at what's happened here in Waterloo Region, we had an influx of 10,000 new international students. And again, Waterloo's numbers have been constant. And so we have 10,000 new international students, all of whom are coming to Waterloo looking for the same kind of housing on top of an already rapidly growing area. And now you've got this demand for housing that can't be met, that's pushing prices up. And the students are not getting housed at their academic institutions. They're not getting support for basics. And now we have students who are, really scraping by in our community. And the government was right, I think, to question the number of international students and the capacity of institutions to be able to provide supports for these students. But I think the blunt instrument of saying we're taking away 150,000 of these spaces in Ontario, and we're going to distribute them in some opaque formula that really doesn't take into account institutions' capacities to support these students, and the evidence of how well we have supported them in the past is really problematic from the university's perspective.
Anne, what would you say?
I would agree with the blunt instrument. I mean, I think it's not all institutions are in the same place. I think the public-private partnerships have exacerbated the situation, but I'll also say that even when there was investments in those couple of years back in the early 2000s in post-secondary education, and the system looked healthy, small and rural colleges were having a challenge. And I imagine that smaller and more rural universities, even though there's not as many of them. And the whole premise of the college system, when David started, and I fundamentally support this, is that there was a local opportunity for post-secondary education. So a lot of the students that go to those schools in the smaller communities live in those communities. They don't attract the same number of international students. When there's nowhere to go because tuition is frozen or operating grants are frozen, international was the way. And I still fundamentally feel that recruiting international students is a good thing for Canada. Ontario and Canada. We need them for our labor market needs, and they're a great pathway. And again, it's always a balance, right? When things get out of balance, things are skewed, and then reactions are made at a policy level that sometimes do react either to extreme situations or to the bad players.